Bella here. So I put it to a vote. I've been trying to figure out exactly what topic to do for my next video because, let's be honest, there was a huge info explosion lately, and I've been trying to figure out what to cover that hasn't been covered 1.5 million times over already. But, so Twitter voted, and the topic for this video is whether or not the Taken King is going to be the destiny that we've kind of been waiting for all along. And, I mean, obviously this is a very relative answer. Each person's going to view it differently, but this is just kind of my take on it. So, as a quick rundown, some of the reasons I would say, I guess, that yes, it is going to be the destiny we've been waiting for would be we've got more cutscenes, which is something that I think majority of people have been asking for. I know myself. I've been really wanting more cutscenes. They were one of my favorite parts of the vanilla game. The few that we got, like the scene with the Queen and the Crow and us, that was pretty darn cool. And I expected more of that in the DLCs and was sorely disappointed. And along with that is we're getting more story and character involvement. Bungie's been very adamant about the fact that the characters that we already know and love are going to help the story along during the Taken King. And I think that's something that we've missed all along. There's all these characters that exist in the tower and the reef and everywhere else and that we hear about, but we never really truly interact with them. And that's something that I think we've all been calling for and really, really wanting from this game. Also, our ghost. One, he's being redone. Not saying that necessarily needed to happen or not, but I definitely think that that means that they have some serious plans in order as far as character development goes with our ghost. And you get to use him in the wild to scan things and learn about them. And there's going to be some lore connections made finally within the game, from my understanding. And that's super exciting and something that this game has needed all along as well. One of the things I'm super excited about is I'm not a person who likes grinding. I'm not that person. I don't play MMOs for a reason. And I'm excited because it definitely seems like the Taken King is going to be less focused on grinding and working on ranking up and figuring out how to do so, and more focused on just kind of enjoying the game and the end game and enjoying the rewards that you get, which according to things that we've been reading, there's supposed to be a better reward system in place with less guessing and an aware RNG system. And by that I mean, like, RNG is supposed to register when you've received something too much, I believe. And then your chances of getting it are less, which is amazing, which also probably means your chances of getting other stuff is higher. And let's be honest, how many of us have received the same darn piece of armor or weapon 1 million times over and can't get that one thing that we've been looking for? Like, I don't know, Yellow Horn, that now everybody has, of course, because yay, sir. But I still haven't received it on my own from a drop. And so hopefully this new RNG system is supposed to help with that. Also, we've got that a lot of people have felt like there's kind of huge jumps made in the game from DLC to DLC. So, like, vanilla game ends with the stranger giving her gun to you, and yay, celebration in the tower, you saved the day. And then we just jump into Crota and Eris being kind of creepy, and there's not really a connection made. She just kind of shows up, and we accept it, and we go help her because she's crazy. And then House of Wolves happens, and we're just kind of like, oh, cool, Petra's here in the tower hanging out and giving us stuff to do. We're going to go visit the reef and never meet the Queen or the Crow or anybody except for Petra. And we're just going to do her stuff. And there's been there's a lack of links between storylines going on in this game, and it makes it feel really disconnected. It makes it feel hard to play, and it makes it feel like each DLC just doesn't quite belong in the order it's been given to us. And it sounds like we're going to be getting more introductions to events and storyline connections. The fact that the DLC that we're talking about here, the Taken King, is literally a branch off of the storyline in Crota, right? Like, we're literally we killed Crota, so this happens. And that's cool. That's what a game, that's what a story, that's what a movie, anything that you are experiencing that you're supposed to be submerged into shouldn't jump around unless it's really intentionally supposed to. And that's not how Destiny has felt. So this is something that really makes me excited, and I think is going to make a huge difference for the game overall. The fact that they're going back and reworking things, like there's supposed to be introductions to just things like the Crucible, I believe. That's cool. That's something I always wondered. I was like, okay, I get that the Crucible is supposed to be kind of this place where we go prove ourselves and we do something because we're told to, but I've always wanted some kind of introduction as to, okay, why are we suddenly now getting invited? What does that mean? What am I really supposed to go do? So I hope that they really follow through on that. I've also got the fact that there's a large new arsenal that hopefully will help even further with weapon balancing, which is definitely something that's being worked on. We're seeing with 2.0, there's going to be some huge changes to weapon balance, which is something that no matter what side you're on, you have to admit it's called for to some extent. Whether they're doing it correctly or not is a completely different discussion, but the fact that weapons are not balanced in this game is a fact. And this is something that we've been dealing with since like 1.1.1 and prior. And finally, it looks like there's some major steps being taken, which is really exciting and I think is going to overall change the game. So that's kind of where you have to look at it as it's not just that the Taken King content is going to be more of what we've wanted Destiny to be. It's that all of the changes that are occurring with the Taken King coming out, all of the changes occurring to the vanilla game and previous DLCs, the entire experience of Destiny is going to change from the way that we experienced it as Year One players. And I think that's a good thing. It's going to be a really weird, big change. But I think in the end, it's going to lead us towards what a lot of people, a lot of players have been wanting from the beginning. The thing is, if you look at today even, we're much closer to what we wanted Destiny to be than we were a couple of months ago, a year ago, right? So we've definitely made some major changes all along the way. So of course the next DLC, unless they really mess it up, is going to be another step closer. And from the information we've been having dropping, it sounds like it's going to be a really big step forward. The real question for me is Destiny ever really going to be exactly what we want it to be? And my answer is no. And part of that is because it's part of the fun is creating it. It's a game that is morphing as we play it. And some people don't like the fact that this first year has felt like a beta, and I don't mean that. I mean that, of course, a game is never going to be completely perfect. But at least in this one, we have a lot of say. We get to speak out and say, hey, this is something we don't like. And even if it's 8 months down the road, we see some kind of change start to get implemented to help make that part of the game better. That's pretty cool. The other thing is, I don't think we're fully aware of what we exactly want Destiny to be yet. I don't know if Bungie's fully aware or not. I definitely feel like the Taken King kind of comes across like it's a little bit closer. I've always kind of felt like this first year was just kind of like, let's figure this out. Or we have these plans, but we can't quite do them yet. So we're going to give you what we can right now. Let's have a fun time building this game together, which is cool. But I definitely feel like the Taken King, just the way it's being expressed, feels like I feel more excitement coming out of the Bungie employees. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm reading into it. That's just the way it comes across to me. The thing is, I don't know if we're aware of what we really want the game to be, because sometimes I feel like we want it to be Halo, and other times we want it to be World of Warcraft, and at other times still we want it to be Mass Effect or Skyrim or whatever game you can think of. But I think too often we forget to let the game just be Destiny. And there's always this become legend, right? We hear that constantly connected with Destiny. And I'm going to take it in a kind of literal state. I think we're really supposed to help the game become legend. It's part of the process. It's part of the experience. We're never supposed to know exactly what Destiny is supposed to be or going to be. We're figuring that out. And part of that is based on individual experiences, right? So the person next to you might say, game is perfect as it is. I want my Yellowhorn to stay exactly like it is right now. I'm happy. Let me grind all day long. While you're sitting here saying, heck no, I'm tired of this. I don't like this and I don't like this. And you have this giant list of things that you want to change. And some of them are being addressed and some may never be addressed. And I think the whole thing is becoming legend together. Trying to figure out exactly what Destiny's legend, Destiny's destiny is supposed to be. And yes, I know that sounds super corny, but I honestly think that's kind of the point. That's kind of what we've made it. As a community, we have decided that we're going to make Destiny what we want it to be, even when it's not actually being that yet. Even when the technical things, the physical things in the game aren't exactly what we want them to be, we make the experience still the good experience we want from the game. So, is the Taken King really the Destiny we've been waiting for? In many ways, yeah. To me, heck yeah, there's gonna be some awesome stuff that makes me feel a whole lot more proud of this game than I ever did before. At the same time, there's always gonna be things I want to change. We're all making assumptions right now. Maybe we'll love it, maybe we'll hate it. There's going to be people on both sides all along for the next 9 years. And that's okay. I think that's part of the point. So I think you have to make up your mind for yourself, but wait till you play it. And then just realize that there's 9 more years of experience, 9 more years to truly become legend through this game. So let's just go have fun and experience that and help the game continue to grow. And don't ever be silenced. Don't ever feel like you shouldn't speak out about what the changes are that you want to see. Just keep in mind to always do it in a good manner, a respectful manner, because you're much more likely to be heard. But anyway, that's kind of my general thoughts on this. I know it's been a little bit since I did a video. I apologize. Life gets crazy. But I'm glad to be getting back into this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button for more videos. But for now, this bunny's gotta bounce, because she really needs to go pre-order the Taken King.